Okay, we should be live. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. My name is Jeremy Barnett. I want to thank you guys for coming out to the webinar tonight. We are super excited. We got some great panelists here tonight to introduce to you a concept that has really got us excited about growing our income through a strategy that we've all recognized here, and we're going to be teaching that to you tonight. Got some great guests here with me tonight, and without further ado, what I want to do is I'll introduce my partner over here. We got Andrew Murray on the line with us. We got myself, and we got Mr. Brandon Boyd, and we're going to kind of do a formal introduction here as we move along. But let's go ahead and get into the presentation here tonight because we've got a lot of great information to be sharing with you guys, and I think you guys are going to be really excited. First of all, I want to introduce myself a little bit, tell you guys a little bit about what I do. I've been a full-time business owner, working for myself for the last 15 years. I do a lot of online marketing. I do a lot of coaching. I do a lot of consulting with people. I help people in personal development and just teaching people skills to create secondary streams of income and be able to create passive income. And it's a passion of mine, so that's why we're really excited to be sharing with you this webinar. I'm also married and I have 3 children, so just throw that out there for you guys. And everybody on this line has family. So how to become wealthy, guys, for the average person. We're going to be talking about that. A lot of people don't understand how to do that. They think that they have to have a lot of money to become wealthy. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is showing you, even if your portfolio is not even that big right now, or you don't really have a lot of capital to grow your income, we're going to show you a strategy that you can start with even a small amount of money and create wealth, just like the wealthy do. Okay? Now, the big concept here tonight, guys, basically magic happens when your investments produce enough income to pay for all of your expenses. Okay? So we're going to show you how to accomplish that in 4 years or less. Okay? And we're going to show you how to do that within the next 30 minutes. Okay? So that's our big concept here tonight. Now, guys, I want to also give a disclaimer on this webinar. Okay? It's very important that you guys understand this, so we need to read it out loud for legal purposes. But past performance is no guarantee of future profits. As with any investment advice, never risk money you can't afford to lose. You alone are responsible for your financial decisions. Nobody is going to care about your money as much as you do, so learn to treat it with value, okay? Now, the format here tonight, guys, we're going to kind of talk about what we're going to be covering here, but I'm going to be introducing my partner, Andrew Murray. We worked together for many years, really good friend of mine, father of 2 beautiful boys, and he's also married. He lives in Canada. And we're going to be sharing 3 secrets of building real wealth. I'm going to be also introducing another partner that I work with, Mr. Brandon Boyd, and we're going to talk about incredible portfolio boosters, and then we're going to do a Q&A, so we're going to answer your questions here at the end of our presentation. Okay, now let me share with you guys a little bit about Andrew. Like I said, I've worked with this guy for about 6 years. He's a super great guy. Very, very smart guy. We actually work together in a coaching business, so we consult and we teach people how to create incomes through the internet by marketing, things like that. And he's had a lot of success, and one of his passions just in the last couple of years is teaching people where to put their money and how to make it grow. So he's going to be actually presenting some great concepts for you here tonight, and that is Mr. Andrew Murray, who lives over in Canada. Up in Canada, where it's cold. Up in Canada, where it's cold all the time, and I live where we surf all the time. So, kind of crazy how we mixed up there. So, awesome, guys. So, Andrew, take it away, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. So I actually love Canada. I love the cool weather and coaching soccer in the summer and all that good stuff. But I want to tell you a little bit about me. Obviously, I've won some awards, professionally for what I've been able to accomplish. But a lot of people don't know that I run a full-scale digital marketing agency from Nova Scotia. We have about, I think, 11. We've had as many as 13 people on staff at one time. And what a lot of people don't know is that I've actually done for the last several years a whole lot of different things in investing. I've invested in gold and silver. I've invested and purchased tax sale properties. I own a commercial unit, actually 3 commercial units that I'm part of. I've own property that I rent, and I also do my own trading. And I became interested in really investments and growing my income, because I realized that that's what wealthy people do. And so that's kind of some of the things that you might not know about me that I wanted to share with you in this presentation. So I want you to understand, first of all, why investing matters. The whole thing is that, you want to get to the point where you really understand how to grow your own money. And everyone needs to learn to manage and grow their own money. So it's one of those skills that, although is not taught in school, is one of the most important things ever. And it's something that I'm completely passionate about, because this is the formula that I've come up with for peace of mind. Okay, and I want you to think about this in relation to your own life and where you are right now. When your investment income is greater than your expenses, you're going to have peace of mind. And what does that mean? Well, that basically means that if you have, let's say, $1 million sitting in the bank, earning interest, and producing profits for you, that you can, cover all your expenses every month, let's say, and you don't need to dip into your investment capital, that takes a whole lot of the stress away from other areas of your life. Not that you won't have stress in your life anymore, but it's going to allow you to have peace of mind. It's going to allow you to develop other things, other characteristics of your personality. Like a few years ago, because I was interested in art and I've invested in art in the past, I started oil painting, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have that investment income that was really, providing income and allowing me to take the time to do that. And I want you to think right now, as you're looking at this image here, what you would feel like if you had $1 million in the bank, because literally I'm going to show you a strategy where you can accomplish that on this webinar. So please, take a lot of notes, but I want you to think just now, if you could go into any restaurant and, just order from the menu, not even look at the prices, just leave, $200 tip, whatever the case may be, and not worry about any of that stuff. What would it feel like if you could just go to wherever beach you wanted to and take a vacation, not just for 2 weeks, but you could go somewhere for 2 months. You could go hang out in the south of France for 2 months, or whatever it is that you want to do. I want you to think what your life would be like, what you'd be able to give back to, how you'd be able to help your children if you could accomplish that. Because I guarantee you by the end of this webinar, you're going to start seeing how some of those things that you thought were out of your reach are now in your you're able to reach that, you're able to accomplish that. And so before we get to the 3 big secrets, I want to just hit on this big concept because it's really important that you understand this. Really, I believe that magic happens when your investments produce enough income to pay for all of your expenses. So when your investment income is paying for all your expenses, anything that you could possibly want, you're going to get to that point, and that's what we want to show you how to do on this webinar. And we're going to show you how it's possible to accomplish that, believe it or not, in less than 4 years or less. So please take a lot of notes. Okay, so most people never achieve financial independence. And I chose the word financial independence for a particular reason, because most people want to save money for retirement. And that's really the wrong thinking, because you can retire and still, not be able to do the things that you really want to do. Whereas if you're financially independent and you're off the grid, you can do whatever you want. You can help people however you want, whether that's giving to your church, whether that's helping your children, whether that's giving to a cause, whether that just allows you the time to volunteer your time to do something else, to help other people, or whether that's just being able to follow your hobbies, like for me would be oil painting or whatever the case may be. But it's financial independence, not retirement, that you want to go for, and too many people don't even plan for retirement, much less financial independence. So we're going to go over the 3 secrets of building real wealth here, and I really want you to write each of these down, so make sure you have a pen and paper handy. Secret number 1, okay? The wealthy have their money working for them. Okay, and I want you to really think about that for a second. The wealthy, they have money that's working for them. Okay, and what that means is that, Robert Kiyosaki put it really effectively, I thought, when he said that the poor and middle class work for money, the rich have money work for them. To me, that's really the distinction. That's a line in the sand, because you could be earn a high income and still be middle class because you don't have the time freedom. You have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week, in a lot of cases. And you're working for money. Okay, what the rich do is they have money that grows for them. So you might notice the cash flow quadrant here with the 4 quadrants: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. And where you want to get to is the right-hand side of the quadrant, the business owner. Okay, and that's where you create systems and have systems and assets working for you. But the most important quadrant of all is the investor quadrant. Okay, and that's where you can have money working for you and really be like the wealthy. So you want to snake along this line, from employee moving to self-employed, do get a business, but at some point realize that you need to take care of your money and you need to have money working for you. Jim Yee said it like this: if you understand the magic of compound interest, once you get enough money working for you, you no longer have to work for money. And it's truly amazing. And I want you to understand that this is one of the 3 most important wealth secrets you will ever understand. Secret number 2, the wealthy don't settle for average rates of return. Okay, now I rattled off a bunch of different things that I've invested off in the past, but I want you to think right now, where are your investments? Okay, because CDs, I think on Bankrate.com, 0.28%. So if you have $10,000, you're going to earn $28 on that. And that's a very poor rate of return, in my opinion. Mutual funds, they range, but you're looking at, anywhere from like 1% to maybe 4 or 5%. So let's call it like 3%. On $10,000, you're going to make $300 on that per year. Again, not a great rate of return. And you have to understand, with mutual funds, you have fees. Okay, the financial services industry is huge in the United States and in Canada, and they make money even if they lose money, even if the mutual fund goes down, they're still making their MER fees there, 1, 2, 3% that they take. So keep in mind that that there is a sales machine trying to steer you to these things that are very profitable for these companies that sell mutual funds. Okay, and let's leave it at that. Stocks. Let's call it 7%. I know a lot of stock books, say it's a lot higher than that. But if you look on the right-hand side, this is the inflation-adjusted S&P 500. And if you look at it from 1950 on the chart at the bottom to 2010, you're looking at about a 7% return. And you can see some of those numbers on the top. I'm not going to go through all those numbers, but the total real return between 1950 and 2009, 7%. And there's a lot of ups and downs that people find very hard to stomach, and they'll sell at the wrong times. Real estate, again, I'm a fan of real estate. It's variable return, highly capital intensive, and it's really not for all people. You need to have a certain personality if you're going to deal with renters. I mean, we recently had a situation where we needed to evict renters, and that's just one of the things that you have to deal with. Gold and silver, as I mentioned, I do invest in gold and silver. I have an account at Gold Money, and I also have bullion. And then there's also franchises and businesses. But a lot of these, you're buying yourself a job, and in many franchises, you're starting at $100,000 to $200,000 that you need to have in capital just to get going. But there's also what the wealthy do, and we're going to get to that in a second. But I want you to just take stock of where are your investments, and are you comfortable with the rate of return? Is this the rate of return that you think a wealthy individual, a high net worth, an accredited investor would have their money in the same place? Or are you just, being told to buy index funds or buy mutual funds, and that's kind of really all you're doing? All right. Now I want to get to secret number 3. We're going to get to the crazy part of this presentation, but I want you to understand the secret. The wealthy, you got to understand this. The wealthy hire the best-in-class investment traders or money managers to grow and compound their money. So what does that mean? That means they're not sitting behind a desk watching candlestick charts and doing that. They have their money working for them. That's why they're out on the golf course in the middle of the day. They're not worried about money because they have the best-in-class people running and managing and growing their money. Okay, and that's just a matter of fact. So how does that work for the little guy? Okay, well, we have a brand new concept for creating and compounding wealth for average people, And that's what I really, really want to share with you today. All right, and we're going to have Brandon come up and talk about that. Did you want to introduce Brandon, Jeremy?
Yeah, guys. I'm really excited about our next guest speaker here tonight, Mr. Brandon Boyd. I've actually known him for probably just a few months, guys, actually, and I've just never been more impressed with an individual. Guy has 6 kids, beautiful wife, works out all the time. He's very dedicated. He works hard. This guy's consulted over 1 million people in teaching them financial freedom. That's a pretty good accolade, guys. He's been a trainer and coach, spoke at many events on personal development. He's actually launching his own personal development application to teach people, how to have a better marriage, how to create financial freedom, just the right mindset stuff. That's just guys like Tony Robbins talk about. So he's really schooled in that area. So we're super excited. And what he's going to be sharing with you guys here is kind of what Andrew and I are leading up to with this concept of what the wealthy do and the way that you can do it with ease. So, Mr. Brandon Boyd, if you wouldn't mind coming out here and giving us your, your take on all this stuff, buddy, because we're excited about what you're going to be showing. So.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the warm welcome, guys. Excited to be on here and appreciate those who have taken time. I want to get straight to the point, give you guys the meat and potatoes because I want to respect your time tonight. I do believe that it is valued. And so there's a couple things. First of all, I actually came to a company called iMarks Live about 7 months ago, and they have a few products that it was actually the first time that I had ever actually been with a company as a customer. They have a couple of products, and one where I really want to feature and focus on tonight. Number one, they have a CEO who's been teaching and mentoring people for over 22 years named Chris Terry. He's phenomenal. He does about 6 to 7 webinars per week. The guy is just a complete beast. Been running the company for 4 years now. And we have some products that he's put together over the last few years that, to me, are life-changing. And I want to focus on one of them tonight because we have a harmonic scanner that teaches people how to trade in the Forex markets, which is currency trading, that does over $5 trillion a day. And that scanner will teach people actually how to trade, how to enter a trade, how to exit a trade. And then on our webinars where Chris Terry teaches people, he'll actually teach them exactly how to use that, how to use the scanner, how to profit from it. But this particular product I want to focus on tonight is, to me, the most valuable thing that I've seen as far as in the financial markets, because what I've seen is a lot of people, they have 9-to-5 jobs, they're busy, they're overwhelmed with life, they don't necessarily want to be looking at a computer screen for a few hours a day. And so what the company has come up with is what's called a mirror trader. And what I want to do is I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to show you my screen right now, and I'm going to take you to a site called fxsignalslive.com. Now I'm logged into my account, fxsignalslive.com.
Hang on one second, Brandon. I want to make sure, Andrew, make sure that you click on his box so his screen's showing.
Yeah, it should be showing.
Yes, I'm monitoring it. Yeah, it's
okay.
Fine.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm not technically challenged. I seem to be pretty good at this. I'm glad you guys are seeing my screen. So anyway, we have some phenomenal traders, and here, as Andrew was talking about, in fact, I liked his slide so much that he doesn't know it. I actually screenshotted that slide where it showed different kind of investments because I want you guys to see a side-by-side comparison. If you have Roth IRAs, if you have mutual funds, if you have real estate, fantastic. How would you guys like to have something that maybe is a little bit more aggressive and is liquid without any restrictions of deposits or withdrawals? You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half years old to pull it out. You can put in as much as you want. It's liquid. You don't have to deal with people's toilets being broken. You don't have to deal with bricks and stuff like that that could have a huge stack of paperwork and lawsuits to deal with. You don't have to deal with renters and all those kind of things, though I think real estate's actually a great thing. But what I love about this is there's a lot more flexibility and freedom. So what happens is with this company, we have people who are professional experts that trade in the financial markets that do over 5 trillion a day. Now, as you can see on the screen, we have traders who do phenomenally well. You can see by their growth of 153%, 112%, 78%, 43%, 121%. And guys, in a lot of these cases, it's in the case of maybe in the course of about a year, even under a year. Only one of them is over a year, 2 years, and is phenomenal. And so to be able to get 2% a month, 3% a month, 5% a month, 10% a month, let me show you an example. I want to show you guys the proof because I think the documentation truly does beat conversation. So what I want to do is I want to show you. So like, for example, I'm using Nader the Pit Master. Let's take a look at him here. In fact, I'm just going to show him on my account. So I have these accounts I hooked up to Nader a couple weeks ago. And this account right here, 3 weeks. I know that this will astound you guys because it astounds me every time that I look at it. But if you look at the graph, what you're going to see in purple is the gains that he has over the period of days and a couple of weeks. This is a little bit easier to read right here, where you have this trading overview. Look at this growth here, 90%. Now, again, this is the course of over like 3 weeks. Compounded daily growth, 3.5%. Monthly growth, 90%. Now, I want to give you guys a disclaimer. Don't think that just because you get hooked up to a mirror trader that's going to happen every single month. But what I'm showing you is the power of how this works. So in this account, I start with 10,394. It's been a few weeks. I got 19,785. Total profit, 9,390. Look at the winning trade percentage where it says trading periods right here. Look at the winning percentage, over 90%. Phenomenal. Now, if you want transparency, let's look at his closed trades. If you see red, that means he lost on that particular trade. But you're going to see a lot of green here. Green. Okay, page after page after page of trades. He's a very active trader. It even has a simulation calculator which said, hey, if I were to put in X amount of dollars in that same amount of time, how much would I make? So let's say that, let's say in that time that I'd put in, 20,000 bucks, simulate. You can look at the profit, 15,402. Now you start to multiply that week after week after week. You can see that there's a massive compound effect. Now let's go to my other account. I hooked up another one and got on Nader. Growth 31%. Again, this is over the course of a few weeks. Daily growth 1%. You'll typically see Nader around 1.6% on average that I've seen. Compounded daily growth 31%. I've made $3,300 on that account. The winning percentage is right around 90%. And again, there's the graph. Now, I tell people all the time that there's no guarantees in life that as far as investments are concerned or any type of, quote, investing. This is a mirror trader, so they're not actually taking investments. You have your own brokerage account that is simply connected through an API to where these traders, they trade. They just trade their accounts. It then mirrors their trades and affects your brokerage account, whether it's a profit or a loss. And it's an incredible thing because here's the way I look at it. It's almost like, Michael Jordan is playing the basketball game for you. He shoots the shots, he gets the buckets, and you get the points. I mean, that's just really how it works. So it's like if I go to college.
That's great, man.
And, if I were to go to college and I look at the guy next to me and I say, hey, give me the answers to the test, he just takes the test for me. And he gives me an A. Well, that's how mirror trading works. Is I don't want to have to be like studying for the test and looking at the computer screens and figuring out the markets of all those up and down things that cause anxiety and stress. I just basically turn it over to them and say, hey, look, I don't want to put my money with the company because I don't want that liability. What I'm going to do is put it in my own brokerage account that I have access to 24/7, that I can deposit and withdraw every day of the week if I want to, and then just connect it to IML's mirror traders and let them trade those accounts and do what they do best. They're professional experts. I'm not. I'm not a professional trader. I've never told anyone that I am a professional trader. But what I want, and I think what you guys want, is residual income. Residual income. It is money that is being made while you're at work and while you're asleep. In fact, Jim Rohn, one of my heroes, told me that if you're not making money while you're asleep at night, he said you will probably never become rich. Now, some of you may say, I don't really care about becoming rich. That's okay. So, do you care about making maybe a little bit more money than you have left at the end of the month? Do you care about having some cushion and maybe a retirement that's prosperous rather than trying to live off of 30% of the check that you couldn't even live off the 100% in the first place? So what we're trying to create here, guys, is breathing room. That's what this mirror trader does. It takes your money and basically compounds through professional experts time and time and time again through all their trades. And guess what, guys? You are going to lose some trades. They're going to lose. They're not going to profit every single time. Okay? It's just not going to happen every time. And guess what? That's okay, because the ticket to losing in life is greater than not taking any risk at all. And so this product, I love it because it is true set it and forget it residual income. See, so many times in life we talk about residual income, but it's only residual as long as you show up. So it's kind of like active plus maybe a little bit of residual, and if you go to the beach for 3 months, that residual goes away. This is true residual, passive, ongoing secured income that you guys can make, and it can compound like interest, literally month after month after month. And here's the awesome thing, guys, is that you can get access to this. I'm going to let Jeremy go over as far as you know, the what you can get access to as far as the cost for the products and services. But I do want to tell you, and I'm going to take it off the screen share 1 second here. I do want to tell you, okay, stop sharing, there we go. I do want to tell you, though, that we have something here that, in my opinion, is changing lives. We're in over 100 countries. This is a global business, a global company, that you guys can share this through social media, and that you guys can say, hey, guess what? We have a product and a service that you have the potential to make money on, and you don't have to recruit or enroll anybody. You don't have to enroll anyone. Now, you can if you want to, but you don't need to, because you can literally use our products and services, which is the Mirror Trader, the harmonic scanner, if you want to learn how to trade, and get inside of our live trading room and trade with the Michael Jordan of our industry, who's Chris Terry, and let him teach you how to trade if you want to do that. So it's phenomenal. I'm grateful to be a part of this company. I think it's absolutely amazing. I believe that this platform is changing people's lives. I mean, so many people that I talk to all the time, they struggle and struggle and struggle financially. Well, the good news is that the door of opportunity is right here in your hands now. See, decisions change situations. They change situations. So the question is, are you working for your money, or is your money working for you? If your money's not working for you, I'm telling you, and I can almost even promise you, that you probably won't get ahead. And if you do get ahead, you may not get ahead for very long, because guess what? The messenger of misery visits everybody. As soon as you think you're ahead, this happens and that happens, and the car breaks down, the kids need braces, and all these different things. This gives you the chance to compound and have breathing room to not just give you money for today, but to also give you money for the future. So, Jeremy, I'll turn it back to you just to cover any other things that you'd like.
Yeah, awesome, Brandon. Thank you so much. And guys, honestly, this is a true passive vehicle, and what he showed you, the FX Signals Live, that's an actual website that you can go to live on the internet and see the transparency of, you know, these traders that are winning percentage. And guys, they're all up over the course of time. So you need to look at this as a long-term strategy of building wealth. And this is a true financial product that you can plug into today and start making those kinds of incomes. You know, no guarantees of what Brandon's done in the last month, but what I'm saying, guys, is that, you know, historically speaking, you know, as long as the company's been around, they are profiting every single month, and that is creating huge returns for the people that are plugged into the product. So with that being said, Andrew, I'm going to turn it back over to you, my brother.
Okay, cool. So guys, there's should be a link where you can join and become a part of iMarkets Live. I'll just leave it there as we go on, and you know, just do a little bit of a recap here. Let me just focus the thing on me. Okay, and right. Okay, so basically, just to recap, there's 3 products that you get with iMarkets Live, and when I was first exposed to iMarkets Live, I didn't really understand why you got all 3 for one price, but you do, right? So you get what you get is really you get the live trading room, where you can actually go and sit with Christopher Terry, and they just brought another guy out who, you can go there live. They're going to call out different trades. They're going to teach you, because I always think it's important to learn how to do this if you have that willingness to learn. The harmonic scanner, which finds patterns and it will tell you, hey, take your profit here, take your profit, take your first profit here, take your second profit here, take your third profit here, and it will tell you when to have your stop loss. So it kind of looks at the market and finds these consistently high win rate patterns and shows it for you. So you don't need to go bleary-eyed looking at charts. And right now there are 13 different mirror traders, and you saw those as Brandon went through the FX signals live that you can find. So you get all three of those products for $145 a month, $195 to start for your first month setup, and then $145. So you're not paying 2% of your portfolio. I don't know if you know what 2 plus 20 is, but let's say you had enough money to invest in a hedge fund, and let's say you had $1 million just sitting around in a hedge fund, and you could put that all in a hedge fund because it was all liquid capital. You were already wealthy. You were a accredited investor. Then you'd be allowed to give your money to a hedge fund manager. Well, 2 and 20 means they're going to take 2% of your account just as an annual fee, plus they're going to take 20% of the profits that you make. With this, you don't need to deal with that. You can just actually get better rates of return, in my experience, from what I've seen on the internet. With this, without all the hassle, with all the liquidity for just $145 a month. Plus, if you want to refer people and let's say waive all of your fees, 3 and free. And so what iMarkets Live allows you to do is, as a customer, you can tell people about it if you want, and this is completely optional. But if you refer 3 people, they're going to waive that fee, and so you're going to get access to those 3 products for free. There's no payment that you need to make, and you can, of course, refer more people. But as soon as you have 3, your whole product is going to be free. So this is FX Signals Live. As we saw, this is probably just a little bit clearer because when Brandon was there, it was on a screen share, and sometimes the Google video breaks up a bit. So hopefully you can see this a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at very consistent growth. So like Brandon said, I mean, if you have a 401k, if you have a Roth IRA, if you have a RRSP in Canada, TFSA in Canada, they're similar things. Consider putting some money in mirror traders, because you'll be able to grow and compound your money and get to that point where your money can be working for you. And as I said before, that's really the difference between the wealthy and the middle class, is they have money working for them. So there's a button to join now that you should see. If you have any questions, there'll be a button below the video, just or on the side. Just click it, get started, and become a customer and start using this for yourself, because I guarantee that once you see the results that you're having for yourself, you're going to really be amazed, and you're going to wonder why you didn't start this sooner.
Awesome, Andrew. I have a question. How much is it actually to get started?
To get started with iMarkets Live, it's $195.
Isn't that just absolutely crazy?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I thought. I mean, when I heard about it first, I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be like $5,000, to get started, and that would have made more sense based on a lot of the seminars and investment things that I've gone to. I mean, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on stuff that didn't do anywhere near this. But what's perfect about it is it's completely hands off, right? So you don't need to know anything about the trading. You don't need to get a signal and jump on your computer and log into an account and press a few buttons and take the trade and hope that the markets haven't changed by the time that you've done that. it all happens simultaneously, and that's the amazing thing. So, when Nate or one of these other, mirror traders takes a trade, what happens is simultaneously your account, takes that same trade proportional to their account. So it's always proportional, to what they're doing with their own account that they're mirror trading from. And so what it basically allows you to do is to piggyback on people that know what they're doing. And I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I know that, I know one thing. I know that the people that are the best in class, that really understand how to trade, how to make money trading, they consistently win. They consistently win. And this is the thing that people don't understand. Like, average investors, when you're going in there and you are, maybe you buy a course or something like that, or you read a book, and then they go open up an account and, just start trading. One, you're going to make mistakes, because that's how you learn. But two, it's going to happen anyhow. But if you can use a mirror trading, you don't have the same mental fatigue or mental turmoil that you'll have. Like, let's say you're carrying a trade over the weekend and you're worried, should I have sold it? Should I have taken my stop loss? All that kind of thing, and that's going to ruin your whole weekend. You don't have to do that, because you completely delegated that out to professionals who are going to be better than you could ever be at this, because it's their skill. It's what they were born to do. It's what they were born to excel at. And now, because of mirror trading, we get to copy that.
That's a great point there, Brandon. I mean, Andrew, that's a great point, because I actually lost a lot of money about 10 years ago in the Forex market. And when I found this product, I mean, it's stress-free, man. I just open up my app and watch the trades just win. It's awesome. So exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So we have some bonuses for people that get started with us today. Okay, so you have to get started by midnight tonight in order to get these bonus. Bonus number 1, Habits of the Wealthy Residual Income Edition. This is an hour and 40-minute presentation on exactly what the wealthy do and say and how they act differently than the middle class. Okay, this was something that I was very passionate about. I studied and studied and put all of what I've learned about that topic into this presentation. It's just really tremendous value, and it's something that I think everyone should just go through and listen to, because you will really learn some counterintuitive things that change your relationship with money forever, okay, and in a good way. So Wealthy Habits, that's a bonus, a $97 value, an hour and a half of video that you can watch and change your relationship with money. Bonus number 2 is you're going to be able to get our marketing funnel, which is a $997 value. And again, if you never want to tell anyone about it, if you want to, keep this secret and you put, your 25 grand into, the mirror trader, and, you just want to keep all the profits for yourself, that's completely your prerogative. But if you do want to, share it with 3 people, we're going to give you a landing page, a presentation page, email follow-up, Facebook ads, for the people that want to do that, and want to, get that message out there and just get to the point of, getting their product free. One of my things that I always try to do is if I have an expense, what I've learned to do, and this is what the wealthy do, is you always want to have an asset that offsets that expense, right? So, for example, in my digital marketing agency, I have an autoresponder. Well, you had to pay for an autoresponder for years and years and years, and it's the number one tool that you use as an online marketer. I haven't paid for my autoresponder for over 10 years because I always get a check from that company that's far in excess of what I spent. So I've just positioned assets that pay for my liabilities, and that's something that the rich do. So that's bonus number 2. Again, a $997 value if you get started tonight. So click the button and join now. For only $195, you can join and be a part of iMarkets Live. Get access to all of those products. Bonus number 3, we actually have a third bonus, and this is a time-sensitive bonus. So this is something that I do. I invest in local and national businesses. It is very low capital requirements. It's a 9-page report. It's going to explain how to do it. Very easy, very simple to do. Again, very hands-off. You're not going to earn the same kind of profits that you'll get from using the Mirror Trader, but I always think it's good to understand some of these different investment strategies and have a diversified portfolio at the same time. So it'll teach you how to earn 11 to 12% investing in local businesses, and it's pretty awesome. So I can't tell you what it is because that's kind of part of the surprise. So that's bonus number 3. Just for getting started with iMarkets Live. And at the end of the day, guys, I want you to join now, but you have to understand this, okay? The rich have money working for themselves, right? That was secret number 1. So you have to master money working for you. And most people, they work really hard for their money, and then it's all going out for liabilities, going out for rent, for mortgage, for groceries, for car payments, all that stuff. And you need to get some of that money over where it's earning a high enough percentage that you can start growing your income. That's the ticket. That's what you want to get to in order to really achieve financial independence. And I know that once you start implementing this, you'll be able to do this. And so hopefully you've been taking notes here, guys, on this presentation. You've written down the 3 secrets. I want to give you one more important piece of advice. Okay, this is how to really achieve financial freedom. Okay, 1, best-in-class mirror trading. Okay, so we're talking about some of these mirror traders, and you saw the percentages. 150%. I think the lowest one of all the mirror traders is about 30, 32, or 37%. Profit. This is phenomenal income because these guys know the market. This is what they were born to do. These are the best in class, and you get to just simultaneously take trades with them without you even putting any energy, any time, any skill. You don't need to develop any skill. You don't need to learn anything really to do the mirror trading. So you have the best in class mirror trading, and then you add in compound interest. Okay, if you've ever been in debt before, you'll understand that once you have a lot of debt, it kind of feels like it snowballs and it compounds. And debt is, and the reason that those companies make so much money, like Visa, MasterCard, look at their stock tickers sometime, very profitable companies, because they're benefiting from reverse compound interest. So even with the defaults that they have, the power of compound interest, because a credit card is basically compound interest for Visa, and it's reverse, it's compound interest working against you, the individual. But when you start mirror trading, you get to have what Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest, working for you. And there's not many things that you can really just make your eyes sparkle as when you really understand it and see your money compounding and growing, because you made the smart decision and got started with iMarkets Live. So you combine those two, best-in-class mirror trading, compound interest, by joining iMarkets Live, and that's your game plan. You can ride that as high and as far as you want to go, and finally get your money starting to work for you. So I'm just going to give a summary. You get all 3 products of, you get the live trading room, you get the harmonic scanner, which works on any Apple device, any web browser, PC, Mac, iPad, whatever you want, and of course you get the mirror trading, service. Customers can get product for free. That's optional. You just refer 3 people if you want to do that. But if not, $145 a month, a very fair price. I would consider it very low for actually what you're actually getting, the value that you're getting. I want to mention that iMarkets Live is independent of all brokers, so you're not actually putting your money with iMarkets Live. You can choose from a handful of Forex brokers. whichever one you want to go with, that's fine. You send your money into your particular broker, okay? So it's like your own bank account, and it's not related to iMarkets Live. iMarkets Live doesn't have control over your, your account. It's completely independent, and that's an important distinction to make. All the trades are verified in public. You go on fxsignalslive.com. That's the site Brandon was on. You can see what each of these traders has done. You'll see when they lost. You'll see their biggest drawdown, their biggest loss. Their worst trade, their best trade. This is all information so that you can really understand that this is a real thing. And it's a very profitable thing once you understand it. But for me, as someone that is skeptical, it's very good to have that where you can go and check that out. So that's at fxsignalslive.com. Again, this requires no experience. Okay, you can have no experience. You can invest no time doing this. It's completely passive. And when you combine that with the compound interest and the results that you can get, absolutely incredible. And we have extensive support and training. You're going to see a phenomenal amount of training, videos, text, bullet points that show you how to do everything, how to set everything up, answer any question that you might have about iMarkets Live, about mirror trading, or about anything else. And of course, as a member of this team, you're going to get support from this team, and and from our communal resources, our Facebook group, all that sort of stuff. So guys, click the link and join now. Okay, see that big button that says join now? Click that link, get started, join iMarkets Live, and start leveraging money like the wealthy do. So here we have some of the traders again. You want to earn 3 to 5% per year, which is what I went to a high a stockbroker that just dealt with high net worth individuals, and he said, based on the way the markets are, based on the way of companies, how they're improving their bottom line, which is mostly by cutting jobs and outsourcing overseas. Really you're looking at 3 to 5% per year in the stock market for the next long while. Or, look at these rates of returns. Absolutely phenomenal. 74%, 130%, 133%, 155%. I mean, guys, come on. I mean, how can you not understand, how powerful this is? And, again, it's your own broker that you're going to be using. So click the link. Join now. We'd love to have you as part of the team, and want you to get started. So we're going to have Q&A. Do you have anything to add before we do the Q&A, Jeremy?
No, guys, I'm just really excited about the opportunity that we have here, and I appreciate it coming out. I don't know why I'm activating through the webinar right now. That wasn't happening earlier.
Okay, not so bad. It doesn't seem to be that problematic. All right.
I encourage everybody to ask questions now and get started, like Andrew said, because guys, we've been doing this, Andrew and myself, just a couple of months now. And it's phenomenal. I vowed I would never touch Forex again because of what happened to me 10 years ago. This just makes it so much easier for everybody to just chill out, enjoy the week, don't worry about nothing because you got professionals doing it. It's amazing. It's really a godsend. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when you have professionals handling stuff for you, that's what the wealthy do. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not sitting with, looking at candlestick patterns all day, except for those people that, they're wealthy because that's their passion. That's what they love to do. And, that's the Chris Terry, right? So Christopher Terry, I mean, he's such a phenomenal guy, and you can come in and, what I think of Christopher Terry, I think he's like the Robin Hood of the investment industry. What he wants to do is he's made so much money himself, but he wants to help average people win. You know what I mean? Because he knows that the financial industry is rigged. He knows that people that are traders, that are professional traders, or money managers. I mean, they have so much of a huge advantage over like a Jeremy that just comes in and starts doing forex, or an Andrew that just comes in and starts trading stocks. You're at such a disadvantage, and this is, I mean, it's for $145 where you can narrow that gap and you can have the best in the world doing it for you. I mean, it's incredible, and then you have that peace of mind too, because you're not worried about it.
It's awesome. Yeah, we got some questions here, guys. So people are asking how much you get started with. Maybe Brandon, are you still in the line? Maybe pop back in here, and this Q&A time, guys. This is where you get all your questions answered. And I think we probably pretty much answered everything, basically. But somebody's asking about how much they should get started with, Brandon. So I just kind of recommended $500 to take all the trades, but you can get it started with as little as $200. Do you have any comments on that? I don't know. We're not hearing him.
Okay, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say at least 500 would be good to start with. But if you can put in 1,000, that will be better. You'll be able to take more of the trades. So.
Okay. Right, but people can, listen, guys. If your budget's low right now, those of you that are watching this presentation, just don't let that be an excuse, because excuses aren't going to get you anywhere in life. You need to get started somewhere. You can't be pondering over, well, I don't have 1,000 like Brandon said, or I don't have 500. That's what we recommend. But I'm telling you guys, we've got people that we've brought onto this product that have started with lower than that, and they're just building it incrementally over time. And you know what? The compounded thing is so powerful. If you start small, you won't take as many trades, but guess what? You're making more money than you were yesterday by not getting started, okay? So take advantage of that. Don't delay. This is what I tell people, guys. And Andrew, I'm sorry, man, but I'm real passionate about this, and I got to say something. If you don't get started on this product, you're losing money. Do you know that? Do you know that if you don't get started tonight, here's what I'm going to say. You don't sign up tonight and you don't set up your account by tomorrow, guess what? You just lost at least 2% of your money that's sitting in a freaking savings account somewhere that ain't making you jack-ola, okay? That's what most people will do. It's risky, right? Here's the thing, guys. I come from the financial services industry, okay? The reason why I can tell you how great this is, guys, because I was always selling people insurance and IULs and talking about the S&P 500 and moving 401ks and setting up annuities. Guys, I know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, this is the greatest financial vehicle you're going to find, and that's why I'm here on this webinar with you, imploring you, okay? Now listen, we don't make any money by you setting up a trading account. Do you know that? We are just here because we're excited, we're soldiers, and we're passionate, and we're here to help everybody that wants to pay attention. I'm telling you right now, if you do not set up this account and you just jump off this webinar like, oh, that's pretty good information, and you go back doing the exact same thing that you always do every day, maybe working that 9 to 5, complaining about not having enough money, what am I going to do, how am I going to put my kids through college, all the things that you dream about. This is your chance tonight to take action on that. If you don't do it, I'm sorry.
I love it. If you guys can hear me now, Jeremy, I think the main thing is, guys, you got to take action. I had a person say, well, he was talking about the amount of time that was going by, and here's what I said. Either way, 6 months from today, 12, 18 months from today, either way, time's going to go by. The question is, where are you going to be at? Like, where are you going to be at financially? Like, what makes you think that your situation is all of a sudden just going to change? I mean, if you're broke now and your checking account balance, which I can bet some people's checking account balance right now is probably under $200 that are on this call. Some may be $20,000. But I bet that your checking account balance probably is not going to be much different 6 to 18 months from today if you don't take action. You got to change things. You got to create new habits in your life. And the good news is that you can get the help that you need through plugging into the platform. You're essentially plugging into the outlet, letting the experts do what they do best, do a set it, forget it, and now you become what Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad talked about, where you are literally creating time freedom. You guys are not only financially broke, some of you, not every one of you, but financially broke, but you're time broke. You're time broke and financially broke. And I'm telling you, that is dang broke. And okay, and then a lot of you are relationship broke. So your marriage is broke, you're financially broke, your time broke, your children broke, meaning you don't spend any time with your kids if you have any, and it's got to change. Well, currency, which time is the true currency of the earth, can change a lot of things, create time freedom, and this creates time freedom. So I'm passionate to to be a part of the company, excited to be here. We have a complete system to plug you guys into to help you become successful.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would say this. I mean, think of where you have disposable income right now. You know what I mean? If you're on this webinar and you're saying, yeah, this sounds great. I wish I could do that. Here's a game plan. Okay, you're gonna need your internet, but you can cancel your TV, cancel your cable subscription because you don't need it, and it's probably taking up most of your time. Okay, that should get you most of the way to the and I'm telling you this because I've actually cut off TV multiple times in the past, and everything's online anyhow, so it doesn't matter. But like that'll get you halfway there, to that, and then go to your basement or your garage and sell stuff on eBay or Kijiji, or take stuff to like a pawn shop, and just get rid of this stuff that you're not really using. Use that to get. I think they said that the average house has about $3,000 to $5,000 that if they just sold the stuff that's sitting in boxes in their basement or their garage, they have $3,000 to $5,000. So do that, and then you have your seed capital to start doing that. And so what you're doing is you're taking things that are liabilities right now, just taking up space, taking up mental energy, and taking up liability because you pay your cable bill every month. That's a liability, and you're putting it in the asset column. Okay, even just temporarily. Once you get to the point where you've compounded that, then if you want your TV back, get your TV back, in 6 months or a year or 3 years or whatever. But you've got an asset now. You've got something that's working for you, so that you can get more and more income. And that's what I would do if that's what you're saying to yourself in your head.
That's good, Andrew. And another thing to add to that is once you guys start growing your income, one of the things that I've been teaching people that's using this product is think about it like this. Like Brandon said it best, and he has a video online somewhere. Maybe you can find it. But he has a video online somewhere where he said, instead of you upgrading your TV when you start making this money with your trading account or upgrading your car or whatever, you guys need to really be thinking about letting this thing go and maybe even putting in more money because this is the key to building wealth is allowing your money to work for yourself. See, I want this webinar is not only about showing you the greatest financial passive product, but it's also about educating you on what to do with it because a lot of you guys that may be watching this webinar, you've never seen anything like this before. And so once it starts to happen, I just want to say that just be careful with what you do with it and protect it. Continue to grow it. Continue to maybe if you find some extra money somewhere, if somebody if you get some extra money, whatever, you can continue to put that into your brokerage account and get more of a principal and a base to allow it to grow even bigger. That's what I would suggest.
Yeah, because if you're not growing your assets, like Brandon said, you're going to be in the same place in 6 months, in a year, in 3 years, and you can't get wealthy, just hoping you're going to get, hoping you're going to get that raise, make 5 or 10% more. That's incremental. That's not compounding. What you need to do is get started compounding and really look at where you're at. You know what I mean? Like anyone, even myself, I have a business, but businesses take up a lot of time. Even if they're well systemized, there's always things that come to the business owner that you have to deal with, and are going to take up a lot of time. And when you understand that your time doesn't come back, but each month you can make more money, so make the sacrifice, get started with this now, and the next month you're going to make your money again, at your job or your business or whatever. But you can't get that time back, and it's so important to start now, because when you want to compound, you want to start as early as possible, get as high a return as possible, and be as consistent about it as possible. And if you just do that consistently with this program, bam! I mean, that's the key right there.
Awesome. We're right at the hour, so we wanted to do like an hour seminar on this. If anybody has any questions, but get started here tonight. And Andrew, did you want to? I don't think there's any other questions. I think we've answered them through the chat. So, guys, if you have any other questions, you can email the person that invited you to this webinar. Okay, just reply back to however you got here, and that would be good as well. Okay.
Yeah, and again, you're going to get those bonuses if you get started tonight. You're going to get the Habits of the Wealthy. You're going to get the marketing pages that we've created for you, and you're also going to get that report on investing in businesses, that 9-page report. So you will get that stuff, but don't lose sight of the fact that the most important thing that you can do right now is make that decision to say, yes, I'm going to start moving in that direction of having my money work for me, of having my money grow independently of me, working at a job to get it. Because it's the wealthy when they have their money working for them, and that's the opportunity you have right here. So think of yourself right on this chasm between, the poor middle class where you are right now, and being able to shift and get to that point where you have money working for you. That's the transition point that you're on right now, and there's truly not many things that I can honestly say would get anyone there, and this is the one thing that if people can do consistently and put some money in, you can get money working for you, because you're leveraging these best-in-class traders. You're leveraging these people that love to trade, that that's their thing, and that's the amazing thing, so it's a win-win situation. But you got to get to the point where your money is working for you, because let's face it, life is short, and you want to spend as much time doing the things that you love and with the people that you love, and this allows you to do that. So hit the big button, get started now, join iMarkets Live, and we're looking forward to seeing your profits and hearing your stories in our Facebook group. All right, that's all. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.